In just a few moments, we will be arriving at Disney.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Celeste. I'm a Disney lover, annual pass holder, and I live in Central Florida, so that means I love going to the theme parks and sharing those adventures with you all. And we are kicking off this vlog with a birthday and anniversary celebration by staying at Walt Disney World. So I wanted to share our itinerary with you and just my planning process because even though we've lived in Central Florida for pretty much our whole lives, we've never stayed at a Disney resort. So I was super excited to convince my husband that we should have a little staycation to celebrate these moments together, and it's happening this weekend. And I thought I'd share the adventures with you all. So let's get into the planning process. So, because we're annual pass holders and we live 30 to 40 minutes away from Disney World, we don't really create full day itineraries. And if you happen to be planning your own stay, I definitely would recommend taking some resort time and not trying to do the park from open until close because you can wear yourself out very quickly. And also, because it's Florida, you could dehydrate, and we just really want to enjoy our Disney time. So I just thought about the things that I really wanted to do, especially since I'll be staying on property, things that I might not get to do if I was just driving home at night, for example, staying for the Magic Kingdom fireworks. And I thought about how much time we had, and that's how I kind of planned out our days. So we do have essentially a visit to all four parks. It's just that we're not staying each day, all day at one park. So, this was kind of my rough draft, this little spreadsheet, if you will, that I just wrote down what I wanted and kind of made a loose timeline for it. I do plan on plugging this into a Canva template. That way I can just have it easily accessible. I don't have to worry about bringing this, and I can also share it with you all. So, anyways, we're going to be staying at Pop Century, which is a value resort, and we're going to be staying for 2 nights over the weekend and 3 days. On Thursday, it's my actual birthday though, and I've had a tradition of going to Magic Kingdom for like the past 2 to 3 years, so it's just something that I look forward to, but we're not checking in until Friday. So in the past, we've started bright and early, but this time we're going to have a slow morning at home on Thursday and then plan to be at Magic Kingdom by noon because we have a lunch reservation at the Contemporary at Steakhouse 71, which I'm looking forward to trying the steakhouse burger because I've heard really good reviews about that. But after our lunch, we will head to Magic Kingdom for the parade. And after that, I really want to try to get on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tiana's Bayou Adventure because those are rides that I typically don't end up waiting for, especially if I'm just going. After that, we do have a lightning lane for Guardians of the Galaxy, which is at Epcot. So we'll end up taking the monorail over to Epcot, doing that ride, and then we'll probably grab some food at the Flower and Garden Festival because there's many different options and also affordable options since we'll be spending our weekend there, eating there, and they have really good food choices. After riding Guardians and grabbing some dinner, I do hope to head back to Magic Kingdom for Happily Ever After, which usually kicks off at 9 p.m. And then we'll head back home. The next day, which is Friday, is our check-in day. So we'll also take some time at home, make sure that we're packed. And then I did end up purchasing the Lightning Lane pass for Hollywood Studios on this day because if we're staying at the Pop Century, we have access to the Skyliner, which means we have access to Epcot in Hollywood from our resort without having to get in our car like we would usually do. So we have our lightning pass, and I want to see how many rides we can actually get on with that. So we'll probably try to be at Hollywood Studios by 11 or noon, and then our check-in time is 3 p.m. We could try to check in earlier, but if we want to make the most of our lightning lane, then we should probably get to the park first and then take a little break at a resort and then head back to Hollywood Studios because we have a reservation at Sci-Fi Diner around 6:30, which is a new experience for us, and I'm super excited to try it out. You get to eat in like a drive-in theater setting. They have the tables themed as little cars, and there's movies playing while you get to eat food, and it just seems like a very unique experience. So we'll do that, and then we'll try to ride some more rides after, and then I definitely want to catch Phantasmic, and it is my dream to leave the parks after watching one of the nighttime shows and just have pizza in my hotel room. So we'll definitely try to make that dream come true. But as a resort guest, you also get early morning hours to the parks. So Animal Kingdom, we can get there by 7:30 the next morning, which is a little early, especially on vacation. But I really hope to see the safari early in the morning because I've heard that the animals can be pretty active when the sun first comes up. And so the earlier, the better. And after that, we'll either grab breakfast in Animal Kingdom because they have added some new breakfast options that I want to try out, or we'll head back to our resort and try to get breakfast along the Skyliner route, specifically at the Riviera because I was looking at the breakfast options and they look delicious. They also have the best coffee on Disney property, so I'll definitely be trying to get some as much as possible during our stay. After breakfast, I did schedule some resort time because if you're paying to stay on Disney property, you have to make sure that you are enjoying your resort and luxuriating, if you will. So, my plan is to check out the pool and just walk around because the theming at Pop Century is really cute. We've checked out the resort before just to visit for the day, but to actually be a resort guest is a whole other level. So, we'll make sure to make the most of that. They also just opened up a new coffee shop at Pop Century as well, so we might have to grab our afternoon coffee there. But besides that, we're going to head back to either Epcot or Magic Kingdom in the afternoon, depending on what we feel. And then I definitely want to try to stay for another nighttime show, whether that's Luminous or Happily Ever After. I will say that I often stay for the nighttime show at Epcot just because it's easier to leave that park versus Magic Kingdom, where you have to wait in line for the ferry or monorail after the fireworks, and the crowds can be quite large during the exiting hours. So that's more rare for me to be able to enjoy. So we might have to check out Happily Ever After again. But besides that, the next morning would be Sunday, which is our checkout day. And I think we're going to try to get up early and just do the running trail around the resort. And then we'll definitely grab breakfast, probably at the Riviera again, because something about grabbing breakfast and coffee and then heading to the beach at the Caribbean Beach Resort, which is literally right next door, and just lounging there seems very relaxing and luxurious. So after that, I think checkout time is 11. So we'll check out, and if we're up for it, maybe we'll stop by Epcot one last time. If not, then we'll just head home, unpack, and get ready for the week. But that's the itinerary for 4 days at Walt Disney World, including our resort stay. And I'll be sure to link my Canva template if you also want to plan your day. I'm super excited, so let's get into it.